time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. And the Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Great to be with you on Thursday, whether you're watching on video or listening to the podcast. We are thankful you're here, and here could be anywhere, we've learned.
Here can be anywhere. That is true. All over the Ozarks, and we can be anywhere too. So we'll be back to our home before too long. Hopefully no storm damage at our place, because I know there was another big storm.
Yeah.
I feel like all the storms this summer have been big.
There have been a lot of strong storms this year, for sure.
More cleanup.
So I know people are cleaning up this morning from the storms that hit different areas last night. You can check in with Abby Dyer on her Wake Up Weather podcast, just like this one, to find out what is in store for us today and probably through the weekend.
All right. Speaking of weather, the wildfire situation is dire in Hawaii. Most of the impact is on the island of Maui, where fires rage uncontained right now, burning thousands of acres. We know at least 6 people have been killed in those wildfires. What's making them worse is hurricane force winds from Hurricane Dora, which is a very strong storm. We can tell you Convoy of Hope is currently working to send supplies to survivors of the fires, things like food, hygiene items, just essential relief supplies that you would need in the immediate aftermath. You can follow along with Convoy's response on social media. Follow Convoy of Hope on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can kind of see what help is coming from Springfield.
Yeah, it's a bad situation. We were in Hawaii a couple of years ago, and it's so wooded. So those fires get out of control so quickly that it's shocking to think that Maui is ablaze.
Yeah, it is. And yesterday, my sister was talking to a friend of hers who lived there, and they were going to try to get out by boat. So,
wow.
Yeah. Yikes. I know. All right. Now, more local news. A man from Aurora accused of murder has had all charges against him suddenly dropped. That comes following the death of a witness in the case. The prosecution determined that the testimony of the now deceased witness was crucial for their case. The case was dismissed without prejudice, which means the charges could be refiled in the future. The murder charge came from a deadly shooting on March 25th that happened on East Commercial Street.
Wow. We know Branson is adding restrictions to drag show performances across the city. The Board of Aldermen just voted to prevent drag shows within 600 feet of a church, a public park, or a school. The new ordinance also requires the venues hosting drag shows to prevent passersby from seeing it from outside through a window. So if they have windows, they would have to cover the windows to prevent anyone from outside walking to see it. Authorities in Springfield say a man set fire to a clothing rack inside the Academy Sports Store on purpose so that he could cause a scene there and then sneak out with stolen merchandise. Wow. The plan did not work as well as he thought it up in his head. He's now charged in the crime. Officers tracked him down at the library center next door. He apparently admitted to what he did and why he did it. He also just got off parole for a first-degree robbery, and he's already spent 9 years in prison. So, sad deal.
Well, with all the stormy weather yesterday that we were talking about, a bad crash involving 2 cars. You might have heard about it yesterday after one car hydroplaned and then ran into an oncoming car. That crash happened east of Springfield on Highway D and Farm Road 199. 7 people total were hospitalized in that. Most of the injured are young kids. Don't forget, slow down in the rain. And remember that even if you have great tires, you can still hydroplane. Slow down. All right. Here's an interesting story for you. You can weigh in today on what you would like to see MoDOT do to improve roads in your area. They have a list of projects that they want to do, but they also want public input. So today, this morning, from 10 to noon at the Springfield Library Center, you can go attend and let the engineers know what you would like to see on that list. Also, if you can't make it in person, you can voice your opinion on MoDOT's website.
I don't know what I would ask from MoDOT if I had my choice.
I know that on the list already, they have a list that's kind of being compiled, is the Kansas Expressway extension, which we've been talking about that. Yeah. And they've been working on it. You know, you can see the work on it too. But
I think there's progress already being made there. So I would ask for something different. maybe an HOV lane. Because we've been in a town that has those.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
And it's nice. I don't know how well they'd be used.
It's funny because
Springfield.
HOV lanes are different depending on what city you're in. Like the HOV lanes of Houston, Texas, that I was once familiar with, you can't go in and out of them like you can elsewhere. So like if you're in there, you're in, and you got to be in until there's like a place specifically to get out. I don't know. Anyway,
Interesting.
It'd be a whole new world for Springfield Mo.
A lot to learn.
Yeah,
for sure. A strip mall in Branson just sold for $9.1 million. You probably have been to this one before. At least you've seen it. The Lakeside Shops at Branson Landing were built in 2015. They contain the Qdoba, Cold Stone Creamery, Tropical Smoothie is in there, Jimmy John's, I think, as well. So lots of good places. Located just north and to the west of the Branson Landing. So kind of perpendicular to the Branson Landing. This would be the north side.
Yeah. Makes sense that they're called the Lakeside Shops at Branson Landing because they're on the lake on the backside. But honestly, I never knew that it was called that. I just assumed that it was also part of the Branson Landing.
Right, I did too. So that's why I wanted to explain where it was,
right,
because nobody probably knows the name.
I'm tracking with you.
Maybe Bransonites do. Anyway, a Louisiana company bought the strip mall. Nothing is expected to really change. It's just a new ownership there. And the birthplace of Route 66 Festival kicks off tonight at 6 o'clock. We've been looking forward to it and talking about it for a while. It runs through Saturday night. Lots of activities are on the schedule. You can check it out online, Route 66 Festival. The Classic Car and Motorcycle Show is happening tomorrow night and Saturday night. And all throughout, there's good live music on the square and a talent show that's going on, shopping and vendors and good food. So it ends at Saturday night at about 9 o'clock in the p.m.
Yeah. So Thursday night at 6 p.m. is the official kickoff until Saturday night at 9.
Yeah.
So get out there and check out all the fun stuff. Lots of people in town for it. There's some construction also on Jefferson. So that might be a little bit of a headache, but otherwise, hopefully it'll be a great time.
And this is still our 1 year anniversary week. We're celebrating the whole week long with a contest that you can win.
1 year anniversary of Around the Ozarks in 5.
Not us.
We are not celebrating our 1 year. We will be celebrating 16 years. Don't do the math. Am I wrong?
I'm pretty wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I think this year was 16. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think next year is 17.
That means we're old. But yeah, Around the Ozarks in 5 is a year old. And then we've added Abby Dyer, meteorologist, to the team. Ned Reynolds does sports. So lots of familiar faces, I guess, strangely enough, on this podcast. Like so check it out online.
Old home week. We're all getting together to do some podcasting.
Yeah. So go to aroundtheozarks.com. You can register for your chance to win a $100 gift card to Jim's Steakhouse, which is on South Glenstone. Great food there. So go subscribe to the newsletter at aroundtheozarks.com and be entered.
And good luck.
Yes. All right. Have a great Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.